Hi everyone, 12 News meteorologist Stephen Matrograno here with a weather alert update for you on this Sunday. Looking at clouds, some rain not too far away from the south coast. Winds are picking up as well as our nor'easter heads closer to our area here in Lincoln. Similar story with the windy conditions picking up and also the clouds. Now the rain will take a little bit longer to get to inland areas, but at the shoreline, looking at the rain moving in through the morning hours. So temperatures in the 50s across the area will only be topping out near 60 for the afternoon. So again, those northeast winds going to keep us on the cool side for today. Just a raw, damp feel outside. Current wind speeds, and you can see these winds, sustain the constant wind, 10, 15 miles per hour for much of the area. Factor in the gusts, and we're gusting now anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour from the coastline up towards Providence. 30 mile per hour gusts there, Block Island, and the winds will only continue to pick up as we go through the day. So, satellite and radar showing the rain advancing in from the south. Block Island, you'll be the first ones to get the rain, and along with the other islands, and then the south coast will get it soon after that, and then so on and so forth as it moves northward. So, and looking at the rain advancing in from the south, you can see it there near Block Island, lots of clouds around, and look for that rain to continue to build on in, heavy at times. When all is said and done, with this rain by Tuesday morning, we could be looking at anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain, if not some locally higher amounts. Strong wind gusts as well, really favoring the coastline, though, 30 to 50 mile per hour gusts there. Some wind damage also possible with this system. And on top of all that, coastal flooding and beach erosion as a result of this storm. So let's time things out. We'll go forward here through the morning. Sunday, 11 a.m., you can see that rain making its way onshore, and it continues to do so for the afternoon, heavy at times with some of those brighter yellows and oranges pushing through. That's those heavier bursts of rain. That continues right through the overnight hours with some very gusty winds, just a raw, stormy time of it overnight and into Monday morning. Thankfully, though, with Monday being Columbus Day, that many schools are off, of course, and many people may have the day off for the holiday. So if you don't have to travel, it's a good reason to stay inside. But if you do have to travel, give yourself some extra time. You don't want to be rushing around, when there's heavy rain and wind out there and the potential for some, areas of flooding at times with some of those heavier bursts of rain. Then as we go into the afternoon on Monday, still seeing the rain lingering with the gusty winds. And that really does continue right into the evening hours and at night. So a long duration storm will be impacting us. So wind gust forecast, I'll hide my little box here so you can see. Inland areas, gusts 35 to 45 miles per hour as we go through later today and Monday. And those gusts to about 50 miles per hour potentially at the coastline. And looking at, Block Island and some of the other islands could get as high as 60 miles per hour. But again, just the moral of the point here is the coastline looks to be favored for those higher wind gusts. Another aspect of this storm, coastal flooding. A coastal flood advisory has been issued for the Monday high tide cycles. There's two of them. We have the 1 a.m. cycle and also the 2 p.m. high tide cycle. And here's a look at those times across our area. As I mentioned, coastal flood advisory issued. And this is because we're looking at the water levels to be anywhere from 1 to 3 feet higher than they normally are during high tide. So could lead to some coastal flooding as a result. Wind gust forecast going through the day on Sunday in the afternoon. Those gusts will be picking up later on today into tonight. 8 p.m. seeing those gusts anywhere about 25, 30 miles per hour inland, and then 35 to maybe 40 down towards the coastline. Look at Block Island, 8 p.m. gusting to 54. And again, that's why we think the strongest winds will be over the islands and the further south and east that you are. And you can see those strong winds do linger right into Monday morning with some isolated power outages as a threat from this system. Not expecting widespread outages, but certainly some are possible, especially because the leaves are still on the trees. And of course, with any heavy rainfall that we get, it'll only make it more possible that some branches fall down. Rainfall forecast, as I mentioned, generally speaking, 1 to 3 inches of rain, and some locally higher amounts are possible where some of those heavier downpours track over. So again, long duration storm. We're already starting to see some of the onset impacts from it, and it'll only continue to kind of get more impactful as we go through later on today and for Monday. But that's a check of your updated Weather Now forecast. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of your holiday weekend. Take care.